Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Tuesday, December 28th slate of games. Quick recap as of yesterday, we ended up going 2-1 once again. Pretty weird day. They had just changed the rules for the protocols that instead of being in quarantine for 10 days, you only had to be in quarantine for 5 days. So, due to that, Trae Young was able to play tonight, even though he wasn't supposed to be cleared until tomorrow. But somehow the Bulls did still end up covering for us, which is fantastic. We did also have the LaMelo Ball under 7.5 rebounds, and that did end up cashing for us pretty easily. And then we also had Mike Conley over 16.5 points. Unfortunately, he did kind of have a rough shooting night. He only shot 33% from the field, and he's a much better shooter than that. Thought for sure that with Donovan Mitchell out, he was going to be able to hit that over. But he had a pretty rough shooting night and still finished with 12, so I will probably be taking this again once the next Jazz game that does come available. So, before I get started, I did just want to go ahead and say thank you to you guys. We are less than 40 subscribers away from that 500 subscriber mark. I really do want to hit that by the new year. That'd be a great way to start off the new year. Then I would be set at a milestone and could just keep pushing forward with more and more and more. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. But I'm really excited about these picks, so I don't want to keep you guys waiting. I'm going to hop straight into them. So the first pick is going to be the absolute wagon. The absolute wagon, Cavs -4 versus the New Orleans Pelicans -110 odds. I know what you guys are thinking. There's a lot of injuries that are going on with the Cavs, and it's not necessarily looking like a fantastic basketball team at this point, especially with Evan Mobley being out, Jarrett Allen being out, Sexton being out, stuff like that. But clearly this team is not too terrible. They did just go ahead and win against a beat-up Toronto team, but that they beat up on that Toronto team and won by 45 points. So, clearly they can still score, clearly they can still win basketball games, and clearly they can still cover. Brandon Ingram is doubtful for today's game, which obviously, if he doesn't play, is going to help our bet a lot because Brandon Ingram is the entire offense for that team. So, with no Brandon Ingram, it's going to diminish their scoring opportunities, as well as it's going to just leave one less body out there and let the Cavs be at an advantage with that. Also, Mobley, as of the day that this video is going out, Mobley will have been out for 10 days. So, theoretically speaking, as long as he tests negative, then he is able to be cleared and play for today's game. So, if he is cleared, then heck, that's going to help out our bet even more because Evan Mobley is having a breakout year. He would be able to run that center position instead of making like Kevin Love or someone like that running the center position. But either way, I still like it. But with Mobley, it would definitely help. The Cavs have also covered the spread in 15 of their last 16 games. So they have been an absolute wagon against the spread just in general. They have won a lot of people a lot of money, including myself. I've bet on them probably the past 4 or 5 games. So I am about 4-1 again with this team. So pretty excited about that. And then on top of that, like I said, the Cavs are favorites. They're 4-point favorites as of right now to the New Orleans Pelicans. And with that being said, the Cavs as a favorite are 9-0-1 against the spread. So they either win you money or they give you your money back. And I'm perfectly fine with either, to be completely honest. So I really like that first play. That is going to be Cavs -4 versus the Pelicans -110 odds. Next, we do have the 76ers -6.5 versus the Toronto Raptors -110 odds. Now, this is a very similar thing that I was talking about in the last pick. Toronto has a bunch, and I mean a bunch, of protocol news and injury news and stuff like that. So, let's go ahead and just look at their injury report right now. They have Fred VanVleet out, Gary Trent Jr. out, OG Anunoby out, Siakam out, Scotty Barnes out, Malachi Flynn out, Precious Achiuwa out, and Kim Birch, and there's a couple more, but those were the main ones. You take a look at those 8 players. All 8 of those players get rotational minutes. They all get very good rotational minutes, and they are able to produce at a pretty decent level. On the flip side of that, 76ers really don't have that many injuries right now. I know that Drummond is out, but he's the backup center, of course. So they don't have Drummond. I think they're down Shake Milton and Danny Green. So those are pretty much the only players that are going to be out. So they're still going to have Joel Embiid, who's going to absolutely eat against this Toronto Raptors team. They still have Tobias Harris, and they still have Tyrese Maxey. So they still have a pretty decent squad out there, and the Toronto Raptors are going to be rolling out like a G League team right here. So I do think that it is definitely doable. The 76ers have covered in 2 of their last 3 games in general, both of those being on the road, which is where the Toronto game is being played at. So apparently lately they have just been wanting to beat teams in front of their own crowd. The 76ers are 11-8 against the spread as an away team, so they are, a profitable team to bet on when they are on the road. And then the Raptors, anytime that they are a home underdog, you got to fade them because they are 0-4 against the spread as a home underdog, and that is just not a good look, and it's going to be very tough for them to win this game. So that record may be pushed to 0-5 unless if the 76ers absolutely stink up the place, which is possible. I have been burnt by the 76ers multiple times, but I like them today, and so I'm going to be riding with them. 76ers minus 6.5 versus Toronto minus 110 odds. Now, my last play of the day is going to be Stephen Curry under 7.5 assists versus the Denver Nuggets minus 125 odds. I know, before I get all the comments, I'm taking a Steph Curry under. I know. But this line for the assist is way too high. Now, let me explain why. So, in his last 8 games, Stephen Curry has not hit this over once. Not even once. He has not hit this over one time. And that might just be a fluke. Maybe he just hasn't really been able to get it going recently. Maybe hasn't been able to set up his teammates very well in the past 8 games. Let's look at the last 8 games versus this specific team, the Denver Nuggets. Hasn't hit it in the last 8 games versus the Nuggets either. So Stephen Curry has not hit this over in the last 8 games versus the Nuggets, or just outright in his last 8 games, hasn't hit it at all. So is it just because it's the lucky number 8? I don't know. But essentially, he has not been very good at setting up his teammates as of right now. And I think that there's a little bit more to that. Let me go ahead and say my last stat, and then I'll kind of dive into it. So also, for tomorrow, Damian Lee, Moses Moody, and Draymond Green are all going to be out for the Golden State Warriors. So that is Jordan Poole. Sorry, I don't know if I said that. So Damian Lee, Moses Moody, Jordan Poole, and Draymond Green. That's a lot of scoring from this offense. They will still have Wiggins, but that's a ton of scoring from this Golden State team that's going to be taken out of the equation. So if you take a look at it, who's going to get those shots? It's obviously going to be Steph Curry. It's going to be Jonathan Kuminga. It's going to be some of the younger guys that are trying to just develop into true NBA players. But Steph Curry is going to be that main guy. Steph Curry will probably take anywhere from 20 to 30 shots tonight. And so I wanted to take his over in points. It's only at 29.5. I definitely think he's capable of hitting 30 on a Denver Nuggets team. But I just didn't really want to risk that. So I went with the under 7.5 assists, which I think is definitely going to help. So, like I said, I just think that against the Denver Nuggets team, who when he is missing most of his additional scoring, I do think he is just going to be taking a lot of the shots. Don't really think he's going to be looking to pass the ball, and he hasn't covered it in a while, so he's been looking to just go on a scoring tear for quite some time now. So that is going to do it for my last play of the day. I did have one lean that I did want to take, which was going to be Giannis over 10.5 rebounds versus the Orlando Magic. We all know the Orlando Magic don't have a very good team out there right now. They're missing so many players. They don't really have anybody to rebound the ball. And so Giannis is probably going to have either 20 rebounds or he's not going to have any at all because it's going to be a blowout and they're going to be taken out he's going to be taken out in like the first half. So that's kind of why I decided to fade it. I was just a little bit too nervous, so I just didn't even touch it. I just chalked it. But that is another one if you guys are wanting another pretty decent play as well. So that is going to do it. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are super close to getting to that 500 subscriber mark. We are less than 40 subscribers away. I would love to be able to hit that by New Year's. So if you guys are new and hit that subscribe button, that would mean a lot to me. But for now, this is King Center signing out. Peace.